Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to understand about AWS application load balancers. So, how we are going to create AWS application load balancers from Kubernetes. So, there starts the concept called ingress controller. So, using ingress manifest, whatever we write in Kubernetes, using that we can create application load balancers on AWS. So, we are going to learn a very basic fundamental ingress manifest, which we are going to create as part of this entire section, ingress controller basics. So we are going to create that. So as a foundation thing, as a first step, what we are going to do, let's see, right? So in 02 ALB ingress basics, right? As a step 1, we are going to discuss about the application architecture, which we are going to deploy as part of this. Right, so we need some real-time application here. So when we deploy it, we get a complete understanding on what we are doing. So let's go ahead and then do that now. So let's go back to our PowerPoint and we'll see the network design about what we are going to implement as part of this section. Right, so in AWS cloud, right, so whenever we create the EKS cluster, which is nothing but the control plane, it automatically creates the VPC and also creates the public and then private subnets, and also it creates the NAT gateway. So all these things gets created automatically whenever we create the EKS cluster. So after that, what we do is we create our worker node group, right? So we create a private node group in the private subnets. It creates 2 worker nodes, worker node 1 and then worker node 2 in Kubernetes. So these worker nodes will communicate with the cluster control plane using the NAT gateways present in the public subnet. So the next step here is, for our application, whatever we are going to deploy, which is nothing but the user management microservice application, right? So it needs a MySQL database. So we are going to use RDS database here as our underlying DB for our application. And so to connect to this RDS DB from our Kubernetes cluster, so we use the external name service to connect to those. In addition to that, we will deploy our UMS, which is our user management microservice application, as a deployment in worker nodes. So we deployed only one replica. It might be any one of the worker nodes, it will get deployed, right? So the next thing is to expose this application. So we are going to create a node port service. So which means so to expose this UMS application to the public subnets where the application load balancer is going to access it, we create a node port service, right? And this node port service also, what we are going to do is, we are not going to provide any specific node port there. So any dynamic node port it can pick from the worker node, we'll leave that way, right? So we created a node port service here, and then we'll move on to the ingress concept now, right? So let's move on. So now in the public subnet, our ingress comes into the picture. So which is nothing but the application load balancer. So we'll write the ingress manifest and then deploy that so that it creates the application load balancer. And when we are writing the ingress manifest, we will tell that whenever a request comes with /tar, it should go to this deployment, which is nothing but this respective UMS pod, right? So now users, right? Whenever the users access ALB DNS URL /user mgmt /users, which is nothing but the list users API in our user management application, okay? And whenever they access it with ALB DNS URL with HTTP, the default port is HTTP, right? So it comes here and then it verifies /tar where it should go. It should go to this respective UMS pod. So how it is going? It will go via node port service, which means in this application load balancer, whatever it created, the target group, right? The targets inside target group are going to be both worker nodes with whatever the node port it has provided as part of user management node port service. So now the request comes here and then it needs to communicate with the database. So it will come and then connect to the MySQL external name service, and then from there it will go to the RDS database and then take the list of users and then display it to the users on the browser, right? So that's about the entire architecture we are going to implement now. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you. Welcome back. In this step, we are going to have a little bit understanding or little bit foundation about the application load balancer in AWS before moving on to creating a ingress manifest, right? So we'll go ahead and then create a simple load balancer, application load balancer here, and then get our hands-on about that before creating it via Kubernetes. So we went to EC2, and in EC2 we are going inside load balancers, and then we are creating a load balancer. So as usual, we have classic, network, and then application load balancer. So we are creating a application load balancer, and I can say some temp as the name, so temp1 or temp2, and the scheme where this application load balancer should be created, internet facing or internal. So it should be internet facing, and type is IPv4, and the load balancer protocol is like load balancer port. It is going to have the default is going to be 80, so which we really don't need to define. So which means, so the default listener it is going to get created is going to be 80. So the listener default HTTP 80 we really don't need to define, and in which availability zones it need to create, and in which VPC. So we have a VPC for our EKS demo 1 EKS cluster. So I'll use that, and I'll select 1A and then 1B availability zones, and then I'll also say in public subnet. Why? Because we are using the internet facing, so it need to be created in public subnet. So I'll click on next, and I'll select some security group. This is a temporary one which we are not going to use it for testing. Some security group is fine, and configure routing. Routing is nothing but the backend part, which is nothing but target group. So I'll say temp TG, right? So which is nothing but my backend applications, whatever I am going to register are with the name temp TG I have given. And the protocol we are going to have on our backend application is port 80, just for something as a temporary. Okay, some Nginx application is running in our EC2 instance. Let's consider that way. And the path I can say /. So in our original case, in our application, whatever we are going to deploy is 8095 is the port, and our health check path is going to be user mgmt /health status. These are just temporary one which is not going to work. So we are going to understand about what we are going to write using Kubernetes manifest, right? So this is the target group, and this is the health check details. Protocol is HTTP, and then health check path is user management health status, and I'm going to use the target type as instance. Okay, and the port we are going to use is 8095, and we are going to register the target, right? So these two are the instances present, which are our original instances related to our EKS worker nodes. I am registering here. Okay, and then I am going to click on next and then create it. So this load balancer is not going to work. Just for our understanding, we have created it. So now let's go to load balancers, and the first thing to check is the listener. So default listener is going to be 80. So that's good. So which means in our Kubernetes manifest also we really don't need to write anything about listener. If it is going to be 80 as your internal port, whatever you are accessing from external, which means like from browser, if you really don't need to put port 80, or from browser you are accessing on port 80, so you really don't need to define in your Kubernetes manifest. And the next thing is rules, right? So here are the rules whatever we are going to define. So currently it is port 80, default action is going to temp TG. So these information we need to define in our respective Kubernetes manifest. Okay, so if you want to write additional rule, you can insert the rule and then say add condition, and then I can say path, and I can say /app1/*, and then okay, so if my path is /app1/*, then the action is okay, forward to one of the target group, right? So target group might be whatever the target group we want to create. So I'll set some temp TG, and then I can save it. So like that. And if I have one more application, if I can save it and then add one more rule, or with path saying that /app2, then go to app2 TG, something like that. Okay, So I'll cancel it. So these are the rules what we need to define. So this is about listener, and inside listener the rules. So now one more thing important here is target groups, which will have the backend information ideally. So now we have created a temp TG, and inside the backend information in targets you will have the backend information. So both instances registered with a port 8095. In our case it is going to be a dynamic node port whatever we are going to get here, okay, with the same EC2 worker node instances. So that we are going to write in our Kubernetes manifest anyway. And these are the health check settings, which is nothing but protocol HTTP, path is user MGMT health status, traffic port or some other port you want to health check on that respect to EC2 instances, health threshold, unhealthy threshold, all these details we need to provide, whether stickiness is required or not. So these are the informations we need to write in our respective Kubernetes manifest. So before going and writing it, we should have a level set at about the ground what we are going to write, right? So for that purpose we have created this and then understood a little bit foundation about this load balancer. So I'm going to delete it, which we really don't need now. So I'm going to delete it. So this is deleted. We'll also delete the target group, right? Good. And one more thing which we need to understand is about ALB ingress annotations. So this is the reference link to review our ALB ingress annotations, right? So in this you can find different annotations, okay? So for example, if you go ahead and then find health, right? So health check, right? So all the health check related, whatever you have seen, the traffic port and then health check port or health check protocol should be HTTP or HTTPS, and health check path / user MGMT / health status. All these things we need to define these annotations in our Kubernetes manifest, which we are creating for ingress, which means we need to write it in the ingress manifest. These details we need to provide in the annotation section, right? So that's about these annotations, and if you want we can even find other annotations, means like basic annotations here. So and all annotations are provided here, means like related to entire ALB ingress. So all these things you can refer, and then whatever is required we can start using in our applications. So we are going to use few annotations related to health check, and we are going to use few related to traffic routing, and then few related to SSL and SSL redirect. So like that we are going to use certificate manager related one. So we are going to use few annotations in our series of sections in upcoming lectures. So let's go ahead and then do that now. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you. Welcome back. In this step we are going to create a ALB Kubernetes basic ingress manifest, okay? So let's go ahead and then create that now. So we are in our 05 ALB ingress basic YAML. The rest all are going to be same, which is nothing but external name service we are going to have, and user management deployment we are going to have, and Kubernetes secrets as is, and user management node port service, okay? So now ALB ingress will pick the node port service. How we are going to see it now, which means like the backends, which is nothing but the targets inside the ALB ingress basic is going to be this respective node port service. So we are going to reference that there, okay? So let me close this and then start writing first the ingress basic, so we will understand in a better way. So the ingress is the kind here, okay? So this is API version, kind, metadata, and then spec, our standard Kubernetes stuff, and then I'm going to say ingress, and it is going to be extensions / v1 beta 1, right? So currently this is in beta, but in future it might be moved away. So whenever it is updated to, as usual, when it is moved from beta to live, so I'm going to update it accordingly. But currently it is in v1 beta 1, this entire ingress section related to ALB, application load balancer, okay? So we have created API version, kind, and then in metadata, so the child elements usually we'll have is name and then labels, right? And name I'm going to say ingress - user MGMT REST app service, okay? And in the labels as usual, this is our standard label we are going to put for our user management microservice, which is nothing but user mgmt REST app. Okay, and one more we are going to have as part of this, which is nothing but name, labels, and now annotations. Okay, so entire this Kubernetes Ingress manifest, most of the stuff we deal with annotations only. So that's the reason we'll have one more section called annotations. And under the spec, we'll start defining our core load balancer functionality, which is nothing but rules, right? So means like for /star where it should go, which target it need to associate, or for /app1 which target it need to associate, all will define under spec. So first thing is, let's come back to annotations and then define the Ingress core annotations. So what are Ingress core annotations? Under annotations, we'll have two Ingress core annotations. One is Ingress class and the other is Ingress scheme, right? Scheme, you know that it is nothing but internet facing or internal. Okay, so that one we are going to add, and one more is Ingress class. Ingress class is ALB. So let's go back here for the documentation and then take these things from a sample. So these two things we need it. Okay, so let me paste them here. So which is nothing but Ingress class is ALB, and then Ingress scheme is internet facing load balancer we are going to create. In addition to that, there will be a set of health check settings and its equivalent annotations will be available here. I gathered all together and then put it aside. So we'll get those things and then paste it here. So we'll add all our health check settings here. Okay, so let me say health check protocol is HTTP. The traffic port, which is 8095, we are going to use, or whatever the traffic port might be based on the worker node, whatever it provides, right? So worker node port IP, and so that's the reason we gave it as traffic port as usual, standard setting. And then health check path is going to be user mgmt health status, and these are some standard interval and then timeout settings, and then success code we have given as 200. So all these annotations we have picked it from here related to health check, whatever the annotations are there, all those things we have picked it here and then grouped them together and then put it here. So finally, one thing we need to write now is the spec. Okay, so under spec, the core thing here is the rules which we need to define. Okay, so and under rules we'll have a list which is HTTP, and under HTTP we are going to have something called paths, means like path of our applications. Okay, so I'll say my first path is going to be /star. So whenever we go for next level of things like adding additional applications, so we are going to have more number of paths here, like /app1 and then /app2 and then /star, like that. For now we are going to say path as default /star, and as usual, what is my backend here going to be, right? So under backend we need to provide two things here. So one is service name, right, and service port, so which is again in our Kubernetes language only, right? So which node port, service name, and then service port I need to provide as backend for /star in my ALB, right? So I can go here and then I can go to node port service, and this is my node port service. Okay, so this is the name of my service name for user management. So I'll come here and then provide the service name here, and the service port is 8095, which is going to get created. So I am going to give 8095, right? So that's good. So let me close this, and this is the complete Ingress manifest, whatever we have created as part of 05 ALB Ingress basic, right? So in our next lecture, we'll focus on deploying these things and then testing it. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye-bye. Thank you. Welcome back. In this step, we are going to deploy our ALB Ingress template, all the manifests, whatever we have here. So which is MySQL external name service, user management microservice deployment, Kubernetes secrets, and then user management node port service, and also ALB Ingress basic. So we are going to deploy all these manifests and then test it now. So before going that, let's go to this MySQL external name service, which means like this MySQL RDS endpoint, and then ensure that it is up and running. So that's one important thing. So if it is not running, then the application will not come up, right? The user management microservice. So that's the reason. Go to DB instances and you can see that user management DB is up and running. It's available. So we are good. So that first step is done. Second step is like we can go ahead and then deploy the stuff. So let me go here and then we'll go to 08 is our thing, which is ELB application load balancers. Inside that we are doing with 0802, right? And there you can find our kube manifest, whatever we have updated just now, right? So I'll say kubectl apply -f and then kube manifest. So any error is there also, it is going to throw to us. So let's wait for it to get created. So MySQL got created, microservice deployment got created, DB password got created, node port service got created, and then ingress got created. So what is our next step here to verify the stuff? So kubectl get pods. So this is the pod. So I'll say kubectl logs -f and then I'll take the pod name. So I'll tail the logs and then see that it came up properly, right? So it started, but it's waiting on its liveness and then readiness probes to be completed. So I'll say watch get pods and then watch. So 0 by 1 is there. Until and unless it comes as 1 by 1, we need to wait ideally, right? So to access it via browser. But before that, we can check other stuff here, right? So which is nothing but get ingress, right? So get ingress will provide the ALB DNS name. So this is our ALB DNS name, whatever it has provided for us. So it created a ingress user management REST app service, and this is the DNS name, whatever it is providing for us. Okay. So now we'll also verify our kubectl get SVC, which is nothing but the user management node port service, whatever it has created, we need to cross check. So it created the node port service with 31329 dynamic port. Okay. So that's about it. So now let's go back here and then verify the ingress controller. Describe the ingress controller, whatever we have created. Okay, so we can paste it here and then describe it. So this is for our additional understanding only. So which means like what all annotations it has taken into consideration when deploying it, and what is the host */* should go to this node port service. All this information you can see. So whatever we have deployed, the same thing is going to be there in the describe also. But just to understand what it has deployed, we can see it here. And you can even see the events, right? Any Kubernetes object in Kubernetes, whenever you go ahead and then describe it, you will get the series of events, whatever it has been implemented. So if any issues also, you can find it here. Finally, one important thing is always whenever you deploy your ingress manifest, at least for the first 1 or 2 times, go ahead and then verify the ingress controller logs. So why you need to verify your ingress controller logs is, so you have done lot of work related to creating a Kubernetes service account, cluster role binding, and then IAM policy, and then IAM role. So all these 4-5 things you have integrated. So if there are any issues in that process, then it is going to tell us from here. So I'm going to verify the logs. Okay. So successfully reconciled. Okay. So there is no issues or no error related. So if there is an error, it is going to show a error like this: reconciler error failed due to build load balancer configuration due to unable to fetch subnets. Okay, so some error related to access denied. So if we have any issues related to access, means like role based access control, whatever we have provided there, if we do any mistake, so this type of errors are possible. So that's the thing. So that's the reason always it's good to verify the ALB ingress controller logs. So now we have verified this stuff from the Kubernetes side. So let's go to our management console and verify the listeners, target groups, and then finally access the application. So let's go to EC2, right? In EC2, let's go to load balancers. And in load balancer, you can see a load balancer is created and of type application load balancer. Okay. And now one thing we need to see is in listeners, we need to go inside listeners. The default listener is 80. So if you see the manifest here, so related to ingress, you don't see anything here, right? So nothing related to listener we have provided, but still it has created everything for us. Okay, so default, because default is 80. And now let's also review the rules, right? In rules, anything with /* go to this target group. Okay, so let me open this target group, right? So anything with /* go to this target group, 100% traffic going to this target group. So we open the target groups. In target groups also you can find only one target group here, and in targets, right, it picked up the 31329 port. So this should be our node port, right? So let's go here and then clear this up, and then kubectl get svc, right? So you can see 31239 is our user management REST app node port services node port. So this load balancer is created in public subnet. So let's go here. So this load balancer is created in public subnet. So it is connecting to this node port service on 31239 of this worker nodes port. So this worker nodes node port is 31239. Via that it will come to this service, which will be internally a cluster IP service of 8095, and from here it will go to the respective pod, means like target port is 8095. So this understanding is very important for us in what is happening from load balancer perspective and also on the worker node port service perspective, right? So that's about it. So it connected on 31239, and then from both the servers it is healthy. Why? Because service can be spanned across all the worker nodes, right? So from here you access also, you can access this pod, or from this worker node you access also, you can access this pod. So that's the reason from both the nodes it is connecting to this respective pod, and then it is telling us it is healthy. And one final thing we need to cross check is group details, right? So which is nothing but whatever we have configured, the path, whatever we have provided in the annotation here, right? User management health status, the same thing came here, and it checked the health and ensured that our backend is healthy. That's about it. So this completes the creation of application load balancer using Ingress manifest, whatever we have created just now. So we verified our load balancer, we verified the target groups. So now let's go ahead and then access the application. We can even say health status, or even we can list the users also, right? /users. So let's go and then get our ALB Ingress URL. So which is nothing but the DNS URL. We can get it directly from DNS name in our load balancer here in the description section, or we can get from kubectl get ingress send from this address section. Okay. So I can take it from here, copy, and then go to the new browser, http:// and then I will say user mgmt/health-status. Okay, health is good, and if you want to list the users whatever is present in our database, so we can say users. Okay, so we also have the list of users displayed. So now if you see it here, when we called the users, the request went from internet browser to the application load balancer, which is nothing but our Ingress service, and then validated the path here /*, and then went into the user management node port service present on these worker nodes, right? And from there it went into the UMS pod, respective pod, and from there it went into the MySQL external name service, and it went to RDS database, and then picked the user and then displayed to the user back. Okay, so that's about happened on an overall flow. If you want to again further test it via Postman, you can even do that. So you can go to settings here and create a new environment, and environment you can say ALB Ingress basic testing, right? And the URL will be the variable name, whatever you can find it here, right? So URL, and whatever we copied, this one, right? So this one we have copied. So I'll say http:// when I update an initial value, automatically current value should be updated. The primary thing is we need the value in current value only. Okay, so I'll click on add, right? And then close this, and I'll go to environment here, right? ALB Ingress basic, and I can first test the health status. I got the response. I can test the list users, and I got the response, admin 2 and then admin 3 stuff. Now I can create a user, right? So I can create a user saying ALB ingress or ALB iBasic. Okay, simply iBasic is ingress basic. Okay, so I'll paste the same as the email. I'll paste the F name also same and L name also same. Okay, so L name and then F name, something like this. Okay, and then I'll post it, and anyway we'll get the 500 for our notification service. That is fine. I'll come back to list users and then I'll list the user, right? So I can see that ALB basic user, whatever we have posted, it got created in our RDS database. So entire workflow worked for our post service also in addition to guest service. Finally, let's go ahead and then clean up whatever we have created as part of our ingress basic section. So I'll go to my terminal. I am in 0802 ALB ingress basics kubectl delete -f kube manifest, right? So whatever we have created should get deleted now. So let's go back and then verify the same. So our load balancer should get deleted. So that's good. Okay, so our target should be cleaned up. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, so this completes the implementation of application load balancer using ingress manifest, the very basic. Okay, so in our next lecture we will enable the SSL, and then in following lecture we'll enable HTTP to HTTPS redirection. So like that we'll incrementally build the ingress basic manifest to a very good level, and then we'll close the entire section. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.